Yo, what is up, man? It's your boy, Damn D, and I'm here to give you the live news. Now we got Marcellus, Wiley explaining why Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, and Jalen Rose got fired from ESPN. Let's see what he got to say. I would definitely love to hear his perspective, knowing that he actually worked with these individuals and he worked for these companies, so he can give us a inside look of why they got fired.
I wish I was a liar right now. Boy, I'm so good with these transitions today. But I got to tell the truth, and I got to read this report. Breaks my heart, but you know me, I live through levity. If I ain't dead, I ain't down. I'm going to be all right, and these guys will be too. But ESPN has laid off some names, big names in the latest round of firing. So let's just go through some of those names. Confirmed names before we get into the story and kind of highlight a few. Max Kellerman, my dog. Keyshawn Johnson, Jalen Rose. Caught me off guard with that one. Jeff Van Gundy, really caught me off with that one. Susie Colbert and LaFonso Ellis. Y'all know him, the college basketball analyst that loves to smile. That is a good dude, for real. Not renewed, which is different than the layoffs and firings. Not renewed means your contract's coming up, or it's up, and guess what? Hands up too. We ain't doing nothing with you, right? So that's Rob Ninkovich, know him. Neil Everett, we discussed, and hockey legend Chris Chelios, all right? And then unconfirmed, still floating out there. You know, they got calls into their publicists or agents, I assume. Steve Young and Jay Williams. Okay, we're gonna put a little focus on this one right now and start at the top and start where it all started today with Max Kellerman and Keyshawn Johnson. Now, the news isn't all bad for Keyshawn Johnson, as only a year ago, he signed a 5-year deal in the neighborhood of $18 million, and he will be able to collect all of it. All right, so while ESPN still will pay Keyshawn his money, he can write off the rest of his contract, which helps his books, impresses Wall Street, and then if Johnson wants to work somewhere else, let's say FS1, get on Undisputed, be in that carousel, whatever they got going, he's gonna have to go talk to the legal department to kind of work that out, but he can do it. Now, y'all know I know Keyshawn, that's my dog, we raced each other, I smoked his ass, that's what I do. He gonna get mad when he hears this, but we've talked through this process. I knew this was coming for him, and I knew it because I know Keyshawn, and I know how to decode Keyshawn. Keyshawn, I used to look up to Keyshawn, like, you know, he's older than me. I'm talking about high school, y'all. Went to Dorsey High School, could have went to Miami, ended up going to a JC, going to SC, and setting the world on fire. I ain't never seen a receiver every single week go for 200 yards or something, right? It was just insane how he balled. #1 overall pick, big party at House of Blues. Back in the days, all Death Row Records was there. Like, Keyshawn has always been a big timer. That said, I knew that this situation was coming for him because I knew what was happening with Max Kellerman, another person I've talked through this process. So decoding it all because it wasn't confirmed even for them, but they knew in terms of the writing being on the wall. Now, what happened with Max? This is interesting. So we know Max was making a little more than Keyshawn, like $5 million per year. I actually know the real numbers, so they close. And his arc at ESPN, man, I remember the day we were doing Max and Marcellus, and he was like this Max doing the break, talking on. He always talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. I like text. So he then I can hear. You know, you ear hustle. It's so funny. You're in a room with somebody and they on the phone. You might as well be on the phone with them because you're hearing half the conversation and assuming the other half, right? So I'm like, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to? And then he hung up the phone. He's like, dog. That's our code for like something big going down. And that was First Take calling him to go out there. He's like, what you think? What should I do? I was like, what? Peace. Holla at your boy, baby. We still got phones. I'll text you. You call me and we still be boys. But go get that. And he went there. But boy, when he went there, they went there on him as well. Wasn't the warmest reception as we saw on that show. So we saw it go the wrong direction once him and Stephen A connected pretty fast too. And then on First Take, he got removed, got his own show just in. Then all of a sudden he got the radio show. But now, being in the business, knowing that all these moving parts, that means that even if you're making your money, they're not really supporting you. That was one of the reasons I left ESPN to go to FS1 because of the movement. I was on Sports Nation, but y'all remember Sports Nation? Used to have Carissa Thompson, used to have Michelle Beadle, used to have Kerry Champion, used to have LZ Granderson, used to have Max Kellerman. You get my point? All that means, all that movement, they ain't fully supporting it. And Max and all that movement, even though he was getting paid, I was getting paid, they're not fully supporting you. Max kind of felt that. So then, when Pat McAfee got signed, it was a wrap. Like, it's just a matter of time that we got to announce to you that you got to be let go. We need that real estate. Okay, so then it gets to Jalen Rose. Now, Jalen, who is 50, who looks amazing for 50, he older than me? Yeah, I knew that from basketball, but not by looking at him every time. That crispy hairline he got right there. This was interesting. He was on the NBA broadcast for a decade. Really impressive because of all of the changes that the network made to that show. What did I just say, right? He had his show. Remember the show that was really good with him and David Jacoby? That got canceled at the end of last year. And then the pregame show on ESPN. And then Get Up, he was on that as well, one of the original hosts. And they said he was making around $3 million a year. And then he exited the show after ESPN decided to make Mike Greenberg the solo pilot of the program. All right. And then he got a podcast called The Renaissance Man. What happens with Jalen Rose now in the situation? We haven't thrown that name over there for Undisputed, which seems like the biggest opportunity for someone to land right now. So just starting off one conversation we could have. Max, Keyshawn Keyshawn or Jalen Rose sitting across from Skip Bayless potentially arguing in the absence of Shannon Sharp. That's one thing. But two, where does this really hit for you guys? I'll tell you what this hits for me. The reason I'm not sad is because I got cut when I was 24 years old. No, actually 27. I was old. The point being, this is how the game goes. You know, big stakes, big rewards, big risks, and also big letdowns. But if you survive this with your attitude, through perseverance, you'll land somewhere else. Just think about it. Stephen A. Smith is the top dog right now. Do y'all remember when Stephen A. Smith got canceled, when his show got taken off the air, when he didn't have a job? Y'all remember that? Now look at him. So when you look at these situations, they're just moving around chess pieces to see where they go. You guys tell me in the comments where you think they will go.
Well, there we go, man. We got Marcellus explaining that he knew that this was going to happen, which is crazy, man. Jalen Rose has been with ESPN for a long time, so it's going to be crazy not seeing him there. Max, Keyshawn, Van Gundy. Wow, boy, they laying off a lot of people. But we knew that this was coming because I made some videos saying that ESPN is gonna let go a lot of people, so they are making moves. So Jalen Rose, Max, Keyshawn, Van Gundy, these are some of the people that got laid off. Shout out to Marcellus Wiley for explaining what exactly is going on. Y'all leave a comment down below. It's your boy Dan D signing out.